So the question on the table: long sentences degrade because the whole input gets crushed into one fixed-size summary before the writer sees any of it. Is that a semicolon, a box we sized too small, or something structural? Test the boring hypothesis first, as always. Make the box bigger. 500 numbers not enough, use 2000. And it helps, for a while. The wall moves from 40 words out to, say, 200. But it's still a wall. Any fixed size loses to a sentence long enough to exceed it. And the bigger box isn't free. Every sentence now pays for it, including the short ones that never needed the room. We're treating one fixed box for everything, with a bigger box. People tried otter patches too. This, by the way, is real, documented 2014 engineering. Someone found that feeding the sentence in backwards measurably improved translations because it happened to shorten the distance between words that correspond early on. A genuine trick, and it moved the needle. But notice what it doesn't touch: the box. It just rearranges which words get squeezed early versus late. When your best patch is read it backwards, it's worth suspecting the disease isn't where you're patching. So let's look again at what the reader actually does, and at what we've been throwing away. The reader doesn't produce one summary at the end. It produces a summary at every word, everything read so far, and then we discard all of them except the last. 40 summaries computed, 39 deleted, and then we wonder why the survivor is overloaded. Put like that, the common sense idea almost states itself: don't compress. Keep all 40. And let the writer, at each word it's about to produce, look back at all of them and decide which matter right now. Decide how? With machinery we already own. Compare the writer's current state, what am I trying to say at this moment, against each of the reader's stored summaries, using the same dot product agreement we met in the geometry episode. Words that agree strongly get a big share of the spotlight. The rest fade toward nothing. Blend the summaries by those shares, and hand that, freshly mixed for this one output word, to the writer. Next word, new comparison, new blend. No fixed box anywhere. This came to be called attention, and the part worth pausing on is that nobody writes the relevance rules, which input words matter for which output word is itself learned, by the same nudging loop as everything else. Does it work? The long sentence cliff disappears. Quality stays flat as sentences grow, which is exactly what / the bottleneck was the disease / predicts. And there's a lovelier piece of evidence. Draw the spotlight shares as a grid. Output words down one side, input words across the top, and the bright cells trace out word alignments. The machine attends to / cat / while writing / chat / to / sat / while writing / acease /. Translators' alignment tables, which earlier systems needed explicit machinery to build, just precipitated out. Nobody asked for them. This, by the way, actually happened, 2014 again, within months of the bottleneck being identified. So the verdict on the box: structural, not a sizing mistake, and the cure wasn't a better summary, but the end of summarizing. Keep the raw material addressable, look up what's relevant on demand, fresh each time. Hold on to that principle. We shall meet it again near the end of our story. But now look at the machine we're left holding, because it's a strange hybrid. The glance back does the real work of connecting meanings, and it's bolted onto the conveyor belt from last episode, still trudging through the sentence one word at a time. That serial march is slow to train. Word 10 can't be processed until word 9 is done, so the fast parallel hardware from the 2012 story sits half idle. And distant words still only meet through the long chain of the belt, even though attention has just shown it can connect any two words directly. So the awkward question writes itself: if the glancing is doing the work, what is the conveyor belt still for?